Taurus, Taurus, calling all Taurus. Come to the front of the line. It is your turn to get your 2222 reading. This is not about 2022 or 2222. This is about 22 minutes and 22 seconds of just pure messages from Spirit regarding what you guys need to know. Okay? So, first of all, before we hit the clock, before we start the clock, shot clock. Somebody might be running out of time, okay? But before we hit the clock, you guys, be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Thank you for being here. We want to keep the flow of energy going. So if you are watching and you are getting something from the message, whether it's here or there or everywhere, be sure to keep the flow of energy going by liking the video and subscribing, because you don't want to block energy in your own life. Okay? All right. Also, if you want to book a personal reading, the link to my page is down below. My website and my services, more than just readings, is down below. You guys, as always, that information is going to be there. Let's go ahead and get into it. So basically, I'm going to start the timer. And there's going to be 22 minutes and 22 seconds on the timer. And whatever messages come out in that time, whether we get a full reading or not, is the message that you need for December 2025. All right. So, without further ado, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Taurus, here we go. Okay. Let's see what you guys need to know. What does Taurus need to know, Spirit, at this time for December 2025. Wow, first card out is legal, lawyers, court, paperwork. What else? We have glow up, new opportunities. Let's see what else. Two more cards for Taurus. What do they need to know for December? Ooh, not Archangel Michael in reverse. Aries just got that upright. And all their other cards were in reverse. One more card for Taurus. Succotash. It's Epiphany. And it fell on the floor. Okay? So you could be getting an epiphany. You could be having some type of breakthrough, an awakening, some type of trigger moment. I want to say trigger moment, where it's like it triggers a memory or it triggers a thought. Okay? In the month of December, you could be having a lot of moments where the pieces of the puzzle start to come together and you start to realize what's actually going on in a situation. Some of you could be dealing with legal issues. Okay, so we have lawyers, court, and paperwork. All right, for the legal issues, along with the glow up card. So new opportunities, new career, or successful business moves are going on. So this is positive. If you have anything going on with a business, anything that you're doing personally when it comes to your personal projects, you want to make sure you have trademarks, copyrights, anything that it is that you need professionally or legally. Make sure your taxes are in order. You have an accountant, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure your paperwork is in order for your business, or when it comes to a job, when you're filling out paperwork. If you are getting a job somewhere where you get a new career opportunity, make sure that they have all their ducks in a row. If they are asking you to work off the clock or do anything to cut corners, that is something that Spirit does not want you to do, okay? They want you to be able to have the benefits of positive legal standing in the situations that you get into. But I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist, and that disclaimer is also below. I feel like you guys could have legal matters going in your favor, which could allow you to invest in some type of new career opportunity. But Archangel Michael was in the reverse, and it says protection, prevented from harm, and divine intervention. This card came out in the Aries reading, and it was the only card that came out upright in the Aries reading. All the other cards came out in reverse. This is the only one coming out in reverse in your reading. So what this means to me is that a lot of you guys could be in situations where you're realizing that maybe rejection was protection in a situation, something that you felt like you were vulnerable, like a situation that you felt like you were vulnerable in. You actually weren't vulnerable, but it's just your protection was more so hidden. Or there could be situations that you may be going into where you're going to have to weigh in the balance, because legalities can also be like Libra energy, scales energy, the scales of balance. You may have to weigh in the balance whether or not something is in your best interest or not, because if Spirit is kind of steering you in a different direction, Even though it's something that's legal, or even though it's something that may help you progress professionally, it may not be something that's in your best interest. So you want to be aware of that. But this epiphany, which fell on the floor, says self-reflection, answer questions, and untapped talents. So some of you guys are starting to realize where you have skills. Maybe you can protect people who are not able to protect themselves. Maybe some of you guys are lawyers. Maybe you're in a position where you're going to get recognized for something that you are helping people to see or point out about whatever it is that you're good at. So just say that you're good at, creating clothes. Maybe you knit, crochet, sew. You may be able to point out to people where they could be making mistakes in a situation in order to help them have a better outcome. Or you may have information that they don't have that helps them to be more equipped and prepared for situations where they may be vulnerable. But because you've been through the experience, or because you have the knowledge, you're able to assist them with those things that they're not able to assist themselves with. Okay. At the bottom, we have intimacy, which says mutual respect, unity, and closeness. Harmony is also in this deck. I shuffle a lot. I believe Aries got that as well underneath their bottom card. Okay. If y'all gonna be watching, like the video. Don't be a hating ass bitch. Okay. I want you guys to get as much out of the message as I do giving it to you. I get a lot out of giving you these messages because I want you guys to be prepared. But if you don't like the video and you just sitting around watching, then you can go. Bye-bye. It's all right if it's nobody in here but me. Okay. And then we have today, good vibes now and in the moment. See, we want good vibes. We want the flow to go. Okay. We want the flow to keep on flowing. Some of you guys today or tomorrow, there could be something significant when it comes to you getting closer to finalization in a legal issue. Something could be happening today or tomorrow where you feel a little vulnerable in a situation, but I feel like it's actually a protection mechanism in disguise. So I want you guys to understand that even if something appears to be good and on the level and everything appears to be going the way it needs to go, but if you feel like something is off, don't ignore that. Don't ignore your intuition. If you feel like you're not being selected for something or you're not being picked for something, it's in your best interest because your spirit team wants you to be protected when it comes to the opportunities that you're about to embark upon in the near future. Okay. So let's see. I see y'all are stubborn. I see the 4 of y'all in here watching well, 3 of y'all in here watching are being very stubborn. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your fingers? Something wrong with your fingers, Taurus? Uh-huh. What else for Taurus in December, spirit? Ooh, the Page of Swords. There's a traitor in your midst. Somebody is watching every move that you make, child. Oh, that matches. It matches. Somebody's watching every move you make. Somebody is taking action behind the scenes, I feel, to get you in a position where you're kind of vulnerable. It's like, I feel like somebody's trying to make you comfortable in a position that you may not need to necessarily let down your guard in. There's a person here with ulterior motives. And they have, what is it called? Emissaries? They have mercenaries. I also feel like if you're doing anything to gather information, you could be taking action behind the scenes to gather information before you take a leap of faith on something that you want to do. Some of you guys are trying to figure out whether or not you can trust a person. Okay, the 10 of coins. You could be gaining information on like a career opportunity. Maybe somebody is offering you a career opportunity. The Tower though, and the Star. Wow. So there's a structure here that's going to be ultimately destroyed, or it's kind of like falling apart. It's like a situation that you could get caught up in if you're not careful. Something is definitely collapsing. I mean, we can't like the video. Y'all gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Y'all seem crazy. Taurus, what's wrong with y'all? You woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, boo. It's okay. Go get you some coffee. All of a sudden, something is going to come crashing down. It's a tower. Something is going to come falling down. You know it may come falling down. And Spirit is asking you to be prepared. Somebody is also hoping that they can get you caught up in a position where you're vulnerable. Okay, what else for Taurus? Ooh, let this go by. 5 of Cups. Thank you for that one person who liked the video. Listen. The King of Spears, which is the King of Wands. The 8 of Coins. I feel like Spirit is trying to help you from hurting yourself and protect you from hurting yourself. You may want something. Yeah, Queen of Cups. I feel like you guys want something. Thank you guys for liking the video. Thank you. I feel like you guys want something that you don't know yet may not be in your best interest. There's something here with the Queen of Cups where it's like you have a very open heart to something, but you're naive to what it actually is. And I feel like there's someone who kind of desires it's like they desire to, because you're naive in a situation or because you don't know what to expect in a situation. I feel like they're wanting not to take advantage of you necessarily. It kind of feels like that, but it kind of feels like somebody's trying to set you up in a position where you don't have all of the information. So if you're having some type of glow up in your business or your career, you need to really make sure that something is on the level, something is legal, something is put together. There's a need for you to understand what you could be getting into because you may have regrets. Okay? You could be feeling rejected in a situation as well by somebody. What else? Oh my God, this King of Spears in reverse. I don't know who this fire sign is. It's an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. You possibly also have Gemini that came out. Aquarius came out. Maybe even Aries. Yeah. It feels like somebody is watching you go through something. You also have protection from a spiritual guide or someone on your spirit team who is watching you go through something that they don't necessarily want you to go through, but they also want you to learn from your mistakes. If you make any mistakes, they know that they can't protect you or save you from those things. The 4 of Swords. There could also be someone here who's risking like jail time. The 9 of Coins. I feel like you guys are going to realize that somebody close to you is kind of putting you in a vulnerable position. So if you guys are having some type of career advancement, it really feels like your career, or it feels like something in regards to your gifts, your talents, your skills, your abilities. There's a person who's close to you who I feel like is going to put you in a vulnerable position. I don't know who that person is or what they're going to do, but they're putting you in a vulnerable position. Or they're going to approach you when you're by yourself. It's like somebody sees you as, what is this energy? There's a lot of lurking energy going on. It's not just with you guys. It's just in general when it comes to the collective as a whole. I feel like there's a lot of people who are lurking and spying on folks. Okay, Judgment, the Fool, and the Empress. Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Scorpio, maybe even Virgo. You're going to realize that an opportunity that you may have felt like was dead, done, and over with is going to be raised from the dead. There's a situation that's going to come back around. I feel like some of you guys are going to have another opportunity to do something that you wanted to do before, or it's kind of like Spirit is giving you the chance to see if you really want to do whatever this is. Yeah, 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. You're getting another chance. This is another chance for you to take this leap of faith. But I feel that somebody is watching you basically kind of be presented with this opportunity. And I feel like they want to it kind of feels like somebody wants to make you afraid to take this chance or afraid to take this risk, Taurus. It's like they want you to be kind of stuck in your head about it. But this is about you accomplishing your goals and creating a shift in your life where you're able to move to the next stage, to the next phase. There's going to be a lot of things coming back up from the dead. There's going to be a lot of people coming back possibly into your life. I know we just went through a retrograde, but it feels like there's a lot of people who are going to be coming back around. Yeah, all of a sudden you're going to receive this offer, but you really need to be careful when it comes to what you want. I'm not saying that you need to be afraid. What I'm saying is that you need to make sure that whatever you're doing is on the up and up. Make sure you're not keeping company with people who could have you in a precarious position. Make sure you're not engaging with people that don't want to see you succeed. It's like there's somebody who I feel like is trying to prey on you, or they see you as prey. And they're using your feelings, they're using your emotions. They're using like sensory things to affect you. They could be throwing a lot of things that look expensive in your face. Not necessarily expensive, but like when you think about the things that you want, when you think about the things that you've been striving for, when you think about the things that you've been working for, and like, just say, for example, all of the things that you've worked for pay off and you're able to live the life that you want without impediment, without any obstruction. What would you do? What are some of the things that you would buy? What are some of the things that you would invest in? What are some of the things that you desire? What are some of the things that you've been wanting your whole life? That's what somebody is going to try to kind of throw in your face. I feel like they're using like money, or they're using their money to possibly throw something in your face or try to come at you. But the King of Wands is reversed, the King of Spears. And it's like somebody who's trying to come off loving and caring and nurturing as if they are like you, but they're not like you. Or they're trying to relate to you or reach your sentiments or something like that, but they don't actually feel the same way you feel. We have thorny, difficult to handle, too much discord, needs loving care. That came out for Aries. And then we have key, the answers, the key. So knowing why won't help. You already know the truth. Time to unlock new doors. And then you have man crying and image and reputation. Yeah. So it appears that something that you want is going to ruin the image of someone else. It's like, in order for someone else to stay on top, I feel like they feel that they have to put you down, even though that's not actually what they have to do. But they feel like they have to put you down, or they feel like they have to keep you stuck in order to keep the image or reputation that they've created for themselves. I also feel like you could be going into some type of professional endeavor with someone who has a reputation for being very difficult, but you're going to immediately know why this person is difficult. Yeah, coping. So they're dealing with something that is difficult for them to deal with, and they could be projecting out onto other people. What this feels like to me is that your power, or the position that you're going to be in, is going to threaten people. Like this new beginning that you're about to have in your life, or whatever this opportunity is that's coming towards you, is going to make other people feel threatened within their own position. It doesn't matter if they have a higher position than you or not. You stepping into the room is going to make these people feel threatened. And then all of a sudden, everybody's going to have something to say, whether it's people coming out of the woodwork talking about they have feelings for you, or it's people coming out of the woodwork talking about, oh, I always had a crush on you, or people coming out of the woodwork talking about, I always knew you could do it. You know, it's like these are the encounters that are going to create this epiphany moment. And whoever gets close to you, you need to make sure that you're legally protected. Finances, in it for the money, needs financial support, getting what you deserve. And you cut ties with somebody. So it was past time for you to cut these ties. We have false identity. Yeah. See what I'm saying? It's something about your access to finances, your access to resources, your access to maybe even clout, or helping people along on their journey, is going to make people start acting very different around you. I also feel like Spirit is telling you, don't change. When the power gets to your head, don't change. Remember where you came from. Remember where you started. Remember why you started. Don't get lost in all of these things, because I really get this vibe of like superficial things that this opportunity is going to bring in, where you're going to have a bunch of things that you thought that you wanted, but that you're going to realize you never actually really needed, right? Like money can't buy happiness. And I don't necessarily always agree with that, but it feels like a situation where if you're not careful, you could get lost in the sauce and caught up in a situation where you feel like possessions or items or money or comfort, any type of coping mechanisms, whether it's a shopping addiction, a drinking addiction, whatever these things are that you're susceptible to. Like I said, if you had everything you wanted and you can get whatever you wanted whenever you wanted it, the things that you would get, you cannot allow any of those things, whether you think it's going to bring you peace of mind or whether you think it's going to make you happy, you can't allow those things to change who you are. Because you're going to realize when you get around these people who've been in that position and they're bitter and they're projecting on you and they're salty for some reason, you're going to realize that they got lost in the sauce, and Spirit is trying to prevent you from being in that position too. So if you get turned down from opportunities, it's not because they don't want you to have it or you don't deserve it. You deserve it. But what it is that they want you to understand not to lose yourself in those situations, because there's a purpose for you to be in that position that they don't want you to forget. Okay? 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's get an advice card for you. Improving health. So you're going to start feeling better in December. Whatever health conditions you're dealing with. Again, I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist. The disclaimer is below. It's up to you and no need to worry. So if there's anything you're worried or stressed about, you're going to know the answer. Just be in the moment. Don't allow yourself to be too much in the past. Don't allow yourself to be too much in the future. Try to stay in the moment and keep yourself grounded, because anything you're stressed or worried about is going to be resolved. But the way that it gets resolved and how quickly it gets resolved is going to be up to you, and how your mind and your brain and your perspective is able to break down these different situations. I feel like something is going to be improving overall, but I do feel like you need to protect yourself legally and watch your back from anyone who feels like they can gain some type of opportunity off of the strength of or off of the back of your accomplishments. Okay? Wow, we got 2 minutes left. Let's get a random card. Fame! I want to live forever. Okay? So something that you're doing, an accomplishment that you're making, is going to go down in history. I don't know if you're inventing something, because she's got a light bulb on this card. You could be inventing a new process or a new skill or a new gift, or I don't know what you're doing, but you're going to be famous for something that you create or something that you invent. And I feel like somebody wants to either take the idea from you. That's why I said trademarks, patents, copyrights. I spoke about that in the very beginning. You need to make sure you're paying attention to those things so people can't take your work. Yeah, and the devil. Look, distractions are being set in your path. Use care to avoid being drawn in, which means losing yourself. Don't let others play on your weakness. So that's why I be like the video, because I know what I'm talking about. I don't know everything, and I'm not always right. And I want you to always use your own intuition. Okay? Don't just listen to what I say blindly. Don't just take what I say as law. I don't fucking know. I'm not God. But that's why I say like the video. Because as soon as you get into a position where you forget where you started, or as soon as you get into a position where you think you're above something, that's exactly when you find out where you are, or how easy it is to fall back down. And I don't want that for y'all. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for y'all. So the more that there's equal reciprocity on all ends, the more successful you're going to be in this situation. But don't allow what you're about to go into to change you, because that's exactly what could bring you back down to square one. And I feel like Spirit is trying to warn you from going back to square one, because you've already been there. And a lot of times we forget how it feels when we're there. And then when we get to another place, we wonder why we go back there. And then we remember how fucked up it was and how we don't want to go through that again. I said what I said. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you gained something from this reading, please be sure to donate through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle, or book your reading. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.